Right then, I think I am good to go. Hello everyone, I've been messing around with some VR settings. Not very well at the minute. I won't go into too many details, but I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit off. Hopefully it's not too bad. I said I was going to do some flight sim stuff, and so I am. So here we are. I'm using my Quest 3, and we're going to do some Microsoft Flight Simulator gubbins. So I said that I had bought the Avro Lancaster from Aeroplane Heaven. And here it is. I'm just going to make sure that we have the livery that I want on. If it actually does the configuration. I clicked the wrong button, that's what it was. So, Lancaster, hopefully it's the Battle of Britain one. It's not, it needs to be the Battle of Britain one. So, a little bit of history. If we go back to the map, you can zoom in on a little UK here, and I'm going to need to change the weather for a second because it looks very cloudy using live data. We'll just do clear skies for now. So here in the East Midlands, and we zoom in on the county of Lincolnshire here. This here is the city of Lincoln. There's Lincoln Cathedral. This is where I live. And the closest airbase to me is RAF Waddington, which is here. And the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, which consists of the Lancaster. There's only two airworthy ones in the world. They're the ones in Canada. And it consists of the Spitfires and the Hurricanes and the Dakota. Currently is based at RAF Coningsby, which is down here to the east of Lincoln. That's about 45-minute drive away from me. And they used to be based, or they have been based in the past at Waddington, and they've been around Barkston Heath, which is a bit further south. They've been to Cranwell, which is where the RAF College is. They've also been based at Scampton, which is just north of Lincoln, as you can see the strip here. I've been in Lincoln all my life, and I have grown up with this aircraft. So this aircraft to me is like a close friend. I adore this aircraft. The noise it makes, the engines, you can describe your favourite engine noise in the world with cars and things. Nothing sounds like the Merlins in a Spitfire or the Lancaster firing up. So I could do a flight around Waddington and show you Lincoln Cathedral and the sights around, but I figured it would be a bit more fun, as I did last time I was filming with the Vulcan, instead that we go to the Mach Loop, which is in Wales. So you can see all the Welsh mountains around here, and we'll start at Lancaster Airport. So we'll set that as departure, and north of that airport there is RAF Valley, which is up here, which I think will be our finishing area. So you can see we've set that location there, and the Mach Loop is basically around the mountains here. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the Welsh names for all these peaks because my voice is a little bit slurred right now, and I'm not even going to bother. So instead, we will turn the flight conditions back to live, and the conditions in the UK at the minute are a bit so we'll see what we get, and we'll start a flight. I had a quick flight with this on Discord last night with some of the guys, and they were quite surprised I was doing it in VR. They thought I was using Track IR because I had the settings quite high, so we'll see how it performs. The image stabilization may show some light black bars and things around the edges. Hopefully I've tidied it up enough in Oculus Mirror and recording with OBS that it shouldn't be too noticeable.
Echo Golf Foxtrot Delta traffic. RAF Foxtrot Sierra 2024.
We can get rid of our little toolbar here.
West departure. Echo Golf Foxtrot Delta traffic.
There we go. Perfect. Good stuff. Right, I am flying with an Xbox 360 controller. Normally I have an Airbus stick, but my throttle on it's broken, so I'm stuck with the controller at the minute. But I can show you a quick look around this gorgeous aircraft. I'm sorry if my voice throws off because I am moving my head around. You can see the detail in this thing is amazing. Like I said, we're up in the Welsh mountains, so let me grab my controller and we'll get this thing going. You can see that we've got our course laid out for Valley over there. We don't need that right now. leave that as it is. Let's make a move. I need to restart there, I don't know why, my controller conked out.
Echo Golf Foxtrot Delta traffic.
So yeah, to me there is nothing like this aircraft. You can see the City of Lincoln shield on the side of the aircraft there. Just normally where this thing's based.
Manchester Center, RAF Foxtrot Sierra 2024 is type. 1 miles west of Echo Golf Foxtrot Delta, 400 feet. Request flight following.
And I imagine flying in normal flight sims, so the non-VR, there is lots of buttons where you can use to look around in the bomber's view and the radio operator's view and the navigator's view. Obviously I'm not doing that because I'm just enjoying the pilot view. It is a very lovely view. Oh, somebody's flying something else near me. I have no idea what it is.
Roger. RAF Foxtrot Sierra 2024.
I imagine it's probably not a 737. It's an aircraft that I don't own, but it's nice to have somebody flying with me. See, we're coming around the inlet, Barmouth Bridge. We'll fly inland a little bit and then we'll find the start of the Mach route. Kind of curious to see if our flying friend might have gone to get a different aircraft to fly around with us, but I'm not sure. There they are. I have no idea what they're flying because I don't have names and things turned on. I'm curious if it is the 737 or 747. In which case they will be going a lot faster than I am. Any road? If I turn right, we'll go in the start of the Mach loop where I'm going to be quiet now. That there, straight ahead, is the exit for the Mach loop, where that marker is. Very steep turn. turn to come out. Just over the top of the peaks here, following the main road. You see down on the road is the car park that I myself and many other people have parked in when they come to the Mach loop to see all the planes come through. Good old memories. Okay, there we go, and as you can see we've flown out the exit of the Mach loop. If you want to go back through, just back left and it's back over there, and we can go for another lap, so to speak. We aren't going to do that, we're going to head back out over the water, back to the airport. Might take a shortcut over land instead of going back out over the bay. When I go into Valley, we're coming for a landing at Valley. Quite impressed actually as we come over the hillsides here. The weather in Wales looks to be alright. If this is what the weather's actually like, I am using the live preset. The weather where I am right now in Lincoln is horrible. It's grey and it's rainy, it's not quite stormy. Let's see what the weather's like back over Valley when we get over there. RAF Valley itself has a little bit of history with me. When I was younger, I was in the Air Cadets. Many great years, in fact some of the best years I had growing up with the Air Cadets. Spent a lot of time around RAF Cranwell and Waddington. We had a summer camp that went out to RAF Valley one year, and we got to mess about with the Hawks, so the BAE Hawks, so the same jets that the Red Arrows use. We got to use their flight simulator, which is a Valley, and there is a bridge near RAF Valley that crosses one of the bodies of water. I think I had to fly under the bridge in the simulator and then land the jet, and those of us that did so, we were given the opportunity to ride in the back of a tornado, and I was one of about 15 cadets that managed to do that. Still one of my favourite memories, blasting along the Welsh coast at pretty much the speed of sound. So, loads and loads of fun. Reaching the top of the hillside, you see one of the castles there. Not sure which one that is. We'll go to Harlech over here because Harlech's very pretty as well. Over Valley. I don't know how Flight Simulator renders it. I can't say I've flown over this way before, so this is a first for me as well. It'll be interesting to see. It does a pretty good job of rendering Lincoln Cathedral. pretty. Onwards to Valley.
Tree for RAF Foxtrot Sierra 2024.
Here we've got the big radio mast. I can never remember what this was for or what it was called. I do remember this being one of the visual landmarks though that the pilots used to navigate around Valley. It's kind of hard to miss, as you'll see in a second. So I've got a little bit of inclement weather over near Valley, at least some moving in. Hopefully it won't mess with the landing. I have to say I've only landed this thing like 3 times, so I may stack this or I may do it successfully, so I assume we'll see. comes off over to the right, as you can see. And there's Valley. Normally, I believe it has us coming from the other side, and that way. I assume it's going to be the same here. I can see a pretty steep left turn. Do it wants us to go around that way. We've got the overcast over Valley. Looks like we might be avoiding the rain for now though. Sure, some of you may be asking why I've left the markers on. Mainly because it's actually kind of harder to see things in VR, believe it or not, than it is when you're flying in a normal viewpoint or on a monitor. Everything on the monitor is actually a lot more detailed, and the VR is a lot more immersive, but it is harder to see details, especially in the distance, which is why it's more useful, especially for things like runway approaches, like we're about to do. Very much going to be a military pattern landing, not really much of an airliner one. And as you can see, I'm not playing on any kind of VAT sim or anything like that, I'm just doing this for fun. I really am not a VAT sim pilot. There in the distance over there, straight ahead is the bridge you can see that I was talking about earlier on. To start slowing down and get ready for our turn. I'm going to go a bit further out just to give myself a bit more wiggle room. little bit of a bouncy one, but I'll take that. Put our parking brake on. There we go. Yeah, I'll take that, easy peasy. I don't think I could be cool and turn the engines off. I don't know all the buttons in this yet. Anyway, there we go. Aeroplane heaven. Avro Lancaster, my favourite plane in the world, my favourite engines in the world. Little flight around the Mach loop, and to RAF Valley for our landing. Hopefully you like this sort of thing. I love this sort of thing, especially in VR. If you like seeing this sort of thing, then please let me know. I might do some more of it. Until then, we'll get back to some more internet spaceships, maybe some holdfast. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for watching everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please give the video a like and please subscribe if you fancy sticking around. If you're new to the game or haven't made an account yet, you can use the referral code on screen, also in the video description, to give yourself some in-game credits and give me a little boost as well. See you in the next one.